So when you look at intermittent fasting, there's a lot of different pieces to it, right? I mean, it's been used medically. You know, there's medically induced fasts that are much longer than just like, 16 hours. The most popular thing right now that a lot of people are trying is what's called like a 16-8 intermittent fast. So meaning you would not eat for 16 hours and then you would keep your feeding window or your food window within about 8. So roughly from 11 to 7 or 12 to 8, meaning you have lunch and you have dinner, maybe a snack in between, and then you stop eating at 8 p.m. and you don't eat again until the next day at 12. So that'd be a 16-hour fast. Now, there's a lot of benefit to that, and there's studies to show that there's benefit to that, but like a true fast is generally going to be like 2, 3, 4, 7, up to 7 days, even longer. And those types of fasts have shown to have, huge medical benefits to people. They need to be supervised, obviously, by, not everybody should just try that. But there's something called autophagy, which is like essentially programmed cell death, cleaning out of the cells. It's very anti-cancer. It's anti-inflammatory. People like you and I who maybe had some weird health issues that aren't explained, something inflammatory in nature, there's a lot of benefit there as well. However, if you just take the average person who wants to feel, look, and perform their best, there's also a lot of benefit to the 16-8 deal, okay? So there's been some studies where they've taken people and they've done this and they've showed that like they haven't really changed what they've eaten or they haven't really changed their caloric intake, but overall they lose weight, doing this, and some of their markers improve. So there's different benefits to it. I mean, overall, like one of the biggest things that damages us, whether it be for our mental focus or our health or blood markers, is insulin or blood sugar, okay? So if you're having blood sugar spikes and crashes, your blood sugar's too high, that's not good. We want what's called optimal insulin sensitivity, meaning that like your body has to release as little insulin as possible to stabilize your blood sugar. So you want to eat things that don't spike and crash your blood sugar. And if you do that, then there's many health benefits, including your focus, your energy, your mood, so on and so forth, losing weight, So intermittent fasting, the 16-8, is going to have positive effects on your insulin sensitivity. It's going to have, probably most people will lower their caloric intake, just because you're only eating for 8 hours instead of throughout the entire day. So for most people, they're not going to be that hungry during that time. And so they're probably by nature going to have some caloric restriction, meaning they're going to eat less calories than they normally would. The other thing is, for people who do it properly, I generally recommend a higher fat diet during that time and a lower carb diet during that time of the eating window. And so then what you get is even better insulin sensitivity, meaning that like you become a fat burner. And so you start to optimize fat for fuel versus carbs for fuel. Now that might not be optimal for an athlete, but that is definitely optimal for a business owner, entrepreneur who just needs to, think clearly and have optimal emotional and energy, otherwise, who's not trying to play a sport.